Okay, so today, you want to like do stuff with forming kind of like a general game plan around Yoshi specifically, and you kind of want to like go through kind of that process.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose I'll take the lead right immediately. So I'm gonna stream something, and I want you to watch it. It's gonna be my game. Okay, let me know. Let me know when you're in.
God, man.
Okay, so the first things that I always like think about slash want to know when learning new characters or whatever, or like matchups for new characters, is just like kind of get a feel for what the character can do generally and kind of like their goals. So, um, I'm not sure how much you know about Yoshi, but so you know about like his double jump armor, right, and how
Yeah.
that works. So it's like
Yeah.
when he double jumps, he is in armor and he can't like be hit and or like knocked out of it reliably until he's around the peak, and it like scales with percent. So the stronger the move is, then the more likely he is to get knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Do you know about how when Yoshi shields, the first 4 frames of his shield, he's you can't grab him. He's just completely invincible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it's actually more than 4 if you look. This is one, two, three, four, five, 6, and then yeah. So yeah, 7 frames are to like do his parry stuff, right? Um,
Also, like that's how the parry works. It's
yeah.
like if you hit him within the if he shields in the first 7 frames.
So one, two, three, four, 5. This is gonna be the last frame I jump, and it cancels it, right? That's how the parry works. So it's a 5 frame window. I These are the things to know about Yoshi. His shield, can't shield poke him. He There's a big thing where when he's on shield or when he's shielding on the platforms, he doesn't take any shield stun. So that's why his shield drop punches are so potent. He can't get shield poked and um he doesn't take shield stun, right?
Yeah.
What are the other big things? Um Obviously light shield, you can't really tell when he's light shielding, but he can light shield and hold this platform position a lot. So establishing those things, we now get to like look at his moves, right? And it's like so he has this down air, multi hit, it spikes and stuff, does a lot of damage, but I don't see the purpose for it. It doesn't really happen that much. It seems like a pretty slow move, not that big of a hitbox, whatever. We look, oh, he has this bear. This bear is really big, and I wonder how fast it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's frame 10. Not the fastest move, but pretty big hitbox, and
Yeah.
I feel like he gets to, kind of do stuff with it. Another thing that I didn't really mention is Yoshi has a lot of aerial drift. He can go really far to the sides and stuff. And so that's why I feel like there's a lot of spots where Yoshi does like, full hop. And then he does like some double jump nair back thing or whatever. And it's like, oh, he can drift so far that it really feels like he can, take up this space if he wants to. Um, let's see. There. And so then given he has like this fair move, pretty slow, but it spikes. It's like kind of like a stomp, right? It's it's pretty slow, and it's like it's a good combo starter because at low
Yeah.
percent it keeps them grounded like this, so you could do something like you know for yeah like jab reset, or you could do like forward air forward tilt, and forward tilt's a really good combo starter for him because it's just like a pop up, right? And sometimes it gets a tech chase, or sometimes it gets a true hit. Um, and everyone knows Yoshi's up air. Super good move, really big, pretty fast. You can see how fast it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, frame 5. Pretty fast move, pretty big hitbox, and he gets used a lot. Uses it a lot in his combos, right? And so now I feel like we've kind of covered. I guess there's also Nair that we've talked about. Nair, wow, it has this hitbox. Really looks like it's bigger in the back. Doesn't hit that much in the front, right? So maybe that's something you think about when deciding how you want to deal with Nair. And so now we've kind of established like Yoshi's whole like. Actually, there's also his ground moves that I haven't talked about. And so Yoshi up tilt, this little kick, honestly pretty not disjointed, but like pretty big hitbox. Maybe it could be good for anti-airing. Seems kind of not the fastest. His down tilt, normal speed, and it does this thing like decently large. And a big part is that it has set knockback.
Yeah.
So you know how set knockback works, right? Where
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this set knockback, it just always knocks down. This isn't that angle. The other thing is this forward tilt is just, you know, pretty big move. Yep, this is pretty big. Comes out pretty fast, goes out pretty far, knocks up the opponent. Pretty good at knockdown percents.
Yeah.
Lets him get, you know, combos like this.
You're a cracked Yoshi player.
I've put some time into Yoshi, so this is.
No, I should have just asked to play you. I've been fucking hunting a Yoshi. I need it.
And so those are all of Yoshi's ground moves. He has his jabs, pretty big. He likes to use these, you know, when whatever spacing he's at, when he wants to like kind of, you know, poke his opponent. Pretty safe. And then he has the smash attacks. His down smash, pretty fast, hits both sides, pretty strong. His forward smash has invincibility on the head, super strong. Up smash has invincibility on his head again, not as fast, but you know, seems like a pretty good move. And then those are all of his smash attacks. And so we've looked at every single Yoshi move, and we don't really know how they work, but we know that he has all of these moves, and they all kind of, you know, hit in these kind of ways and kind of do these things. Don't really know how he uses them, right? And so then, at that point, once you establish that you kind of have, like, this, like, idea of what the character can do, now it's like, okay, well, given all these tools, I kind of want to think about, like, you know, what are ways that Yoshi could, like, decide to make decisions. And so it's like, well, I look at Yoshi. He has a dash dance. His dash dance is pretty good, but when he's on the ground, it's like, what moves does he really have? I feel like his dash attacks, you know, pretty good move, but maybe not the best for like starting combos, you know? It seems like a pretty random hit. You know, it doesn't seem like you get a combo if you hit someone with dash attack, so maybe he's like gonna wave dash a bit more on the ground. But Lance like, I don't think hitting people with Yoshi down tilt is gonna be that good for starting a combo either. And so it's like, okay, I don't think he's probably gonna be that much of a wave dash character. But then you think, oh well, wave dash forward tilt's pretty good. And so it's like, okay, that's like a decision he could make where it's like, you know, he wave dashes back and he puts out his big forward tilt, or he wave dashes forward and puts out a big forward tilt. So it does seem like he has that kind of option out of wave dash for like in his normal neutral. Down tilt, you know, it's the set knockback thing, but it sends pretty far, so it doesn't really feel like it has the most, you know, the biggest place in neutral, but you know, I could totally see it being like, you know, maybe decent little poke, maybe not the best move, but you know, it hits in front of Yoshi, maybe something weird happens and he's like, I guess I'll just down tilt out of the scramble. And you see how far it sends. He definitely doesn't get like a combo off of that, right? So from the ground, it doesn't seem like Yoshi has that many good, like, you know, moves that starts combos. So maybe does it make sense that like he wouldn't be like the type of character to play from the ground, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sure you know this. You've watched Amsa. Amsa, you know, jumps a ton. Madman. He jumps. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty clear. But this is like, I'm really trying to go through the process of like how I decide, like how I really determine like what are these characters' things that they can do. How do I like build up this knowledge that I don't have from, you know, playing the character a ton or, you know, playing against the character a ton, right?
Yeah.
And so that makes me think, well, you know, if he's not on the ground, then that means he has to be jumping. And so then that's like, well, what can he do out of his jump? Well, I mean, we already assessed that he has pretty good drift. And so it's like, seems like he can cover a lot of space. But how does that, like, bound for a short hop? Well, his short hop can go pretty far, too. And then it's like, well, what can he do out of a short hop? Seems like he can go pretty far before he decides to fair, right? And it still hits. So it's like, he could probably be all the way back here and still hit a fair. He could probably honestly be over here. No, a little bit too far. Okay, so this is the point. And he could be even all the way back here if he just fully drifts in and decides to fair, right? And so, like, I'm trying to, like, establish this idea of, like, what Yoshi's threat range is. Just, like, intuitively. So it's like, okay, I can kind of tell that if I'm this far away from Yoshi and he jumps, like, he could technically hit me. Now, obviously, like any jump in the game, if you going from, you know, from right here to over here, you are vulnerable this entire time, right?
Yeah.
So you can just nair him out of the air. But then we think about, oh wait, Yoshi's double jump has armor. So then if you were to like, you know, if you were to like try and hit him out of the air from the spacing, if you were to just try and fair you, then what if you just double jump nairs or something? He double jumps and then you get armored. So it's like, maybe I now kind of have to think about the risk reward for hitting Yoshi out of the air. And so that's like a big part of the matchup. now that we have established that like Yoshi double jump has armor, and that is like when he's jumping, he can decide to double jump at any point to protect himself. Given that information, it kind of shifts the risk reward, right?
Yeah.
And so that makes me think, if hitting him out of the air ends up being pretty risky because he could just double jump armor it, then maybe I don't actually want to hit him out of the air all that often, right? And then that makes me think about how, I can technically knock Yoshi out of his armor state, right? If you use a strong enough move, which is something we talked about earlier, right? And so it's like, this, this armor thing, has its value, but I wonder when, I could knock it out, not knock him out of it. So you'd end up, I think SFAT has like a thing that's probably posted with like the percents, but it's like, I wonder what percent I could knock him out of his double jump with different moves. And so then you test like, up smash, bear, up air, all these different, types of things, right? And that's also a pretty core aspect of like the, the character kind of knowledge building process, right? There. And so, let's see. Now that we're at this point, it's like, okay, well, there's obviously some not that great risk reward in hitting him when he's just like jumping, because he could honestly just double jump, because he could double jump here, he could double jump right here, he could double jump, at that point in his jump, he could double jump at the bottom. Like, he could double jump anytime, so it really doesn't feel that great to hit him out of it, unless, it'd break his, what's it called? His, like, armor. And so, now, this is just, like, I'm kind of going to just share this knowledge, because it's, like, worthwhile to have, but it's, like, up smash, Fox up smash is actually a pretty good move for breaking Yoshi armor, because up smash is it's a smash attack, strong move. I don't know exactly what percent, and I don't know how valuable it is to test exactly right now. I probably could just like, set up the Yoshi to, or like, give the Yoshi like 30% and then make him double jump in a replay. And then see if up smash breaks him out or break. Oh, look! Up smash at 31 starts breaking the thing. So it looks like that's pretty low percent. That's like, 2 nairs. That's a nair and some laser. So it's like, it looks like, it's pretty good value to like up smash. And a big part that I like about up smash is that not only does it, knock him out of his armor pretty early, but when he's like doing his weird like slide around platform stuff, doing whatever, he doesn't like. A big thing about Yoshi is, how his nair doesn't have a good hitbox in front, right? And his short hop's pretty floaty. What that means, and since he doesn't have like like a Sheik forward tilt that he can like walk up and forward tilt with, he does have a Yoshi forward tilt, which is still pretty good. But it's like, since he doesn't really have all these options that are that high value going forward, he has to accommodate in the angle that he decides to hit people at, right? And so given that he can't go straight on, it seems like the best way for him to like end up hitting his aerials is to go at like, maybe like a 45-degree angle. Because you see at 45-degree angle, his fair ends up, landing pretty cleanly on top of something, right? And so it's like, oh, he comes at this angle, this specific angle. And so you see a lot when Yoshis are coming down from the top platform, they do like, I cannot do it. Yeah, they do like this fair, right?
Yeah.
Or they do like, I can't do it. Or, whatever fair. So it's like, oh, it seems like Yoshi's pretty limited in his like angle of attack, right? Because his fair kind of just really only hits this spot, and it's hard for him to like change that spot in a way that's like.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
Who's at my door?
Okay.
Hello. Alright, I'm back.
Give me 1 second.
Birthday, did you text her?
No.
I want to use my headphones. They're in the bed charging. No, those. Because they're like noise canceling if I'm talking. I mean, you can use those, but
Hello?
oh hey, what's up?
Okay, you ready? You're good?
Yeah.
Oh. So what I was saying was like, one thing I like about up smash is since Yoshi's like angle of attack is pretty limited, it's the same thing for the side platforms, right? He can do like some like, you know, double jump stuff that makes it like, what's it called? Makes his things more likely of working. And so it's like, okay, well, he can only hit me in a specific type of way, which is like, you know, wave landing off platform or running off platform or something like that, right? And so given that, you can like, the spots on the stage that you're like safe at are way, you know, you have a much wider variety, / it takes a lot of time for, you know, character to get that spot. So it's like, if you see Yoshi doing like his, you know, his waveland stuff up here, you can be like, oh, I could spend some time in center stage and just move out, and then be like, I guess I'll just up smash or something like that. And the big part is that, you know, since it takes so much time, and Yoshi doesn't have that many ways he could change up the action that he's doing, he could do like, you could honestly just like see that, oh, I think he's gonna like, you know, you see him like waveland or something, and it's like, oh, I definitely think he's gonna try and be aggressive. You could just up smash in the spot that you think he'll land. That's reasonable. Like, he could, you know, he goes at this angle, ends up here. From here, he could end up around here. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to hit that spot. And then Yoshi doesn't have enough, like, you know, variance in the way that he can hit you to where he can, like, actively whiff punish you for making that decision most of the time. There is, like, a little bit of nuance with, like, Yoshi can delay his fair a little bit to make his double jump more floaty, so he spends more time in the air. So there are some spots where you do, like, the sub smash, and it like he'll like float above it for a little while, and that's like part of the mix-up tree, but it's like, you know, not the most relevant thing.
Yeah.
And then another part that I think is pretty important that, you know, maybe people haven't thought about the most, but like, you know how Yoshi's fair is like a stomp, right? Well, one big part about stomp that makes it not that great is that it's frame 16. It's super slow, and you can, by the time you react to it, the hitbox isn't even out. So what happens a lot of the time is Falcon does a stomp and you're like even remotely close to him, you can just whiff punish and grab him, right?
Yeah.
Well, for Yoshi, you can check out his fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's frame 19, right? And so it's like, if you oh so desire, you could really play this as reactively as possible and just dash dance right here. And the moment you see, you know, you see Yoshi fair, you could just grab it or up smash it. You should probably up smash it. Grab isn't that great. You could running shine it. You could whiff punish it with like full control because it is such a slow move. 3, 4, 5. Oh my! And also a big part is the sound. So can you like hear the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start doing Yoshi fair. This is the first frame, second, third, fourth. There's a sound out on the fourth, so you could tell that Yoshi's doing his fair fucking by frame 11. The move is like, that's like barely past halfway, right?
Yeah.
So with a mixture of, you know, using audio and like visual, you could really like confirm that he's fairing and like take your time trying to hit it and like not just throw out, you know, blanks if you don't need to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like a really, really big part of Yoshi is that fair is like his main aggressive move. This is like what gets him the most combos because it's a hard knockdown, right? He can get a tech chase off of it. It keeps you close to him, and then all the good stuff. But it's this slow, and so it's like, that means that the only way that Yoshi hits you with fair specifically means that you were in lag prior theoretically, because you could just shield it always. Worst case scenario, right?
Right.
And so given that the way it works is that you can only, you know, he can only hit you if you're already in lag, then that like makes me think, oh, well then, you know, when Yoshi's like jumping, do I really have any reason to like put myself in lag? Do I need to wave dash? Do I need to short hop? Do I need to, you know, be up smashing really? Do I need to be doing all these things? And so like that process of like figuring out these different parts of the character and seeing what's reactable and what's not, and figuring out like, given the fact that it's this way, how do I need to think about it? And so it's like, using all the information that we've gathered thus far, we know that, interacting directly with Yoshi Jump honestly isn't that great of risk reward because he could double jump at any time, right? And we don't know when he will, and you might get reversaled. He has a bunch of drift, which makes it interacting with it harder. So we honestly should give him some space and maybe not hit it, changing the risk reward more, making it more not that high, reward for us, so pretty high risk. And now knowing that Fair, the move that we think is probably his best combo starter, because, it's a hard knockdown, it sets up a tech chase pretty consistently, and it's a relatively large move. Now that we know that his main combo move is reactable, then it makes us think, okay, well then, how does Yoshi hit us, right? What can he do to hit us? And it's like, well, he does have Nair, which I think is 1, 2, 3, frame 3, super fast move. And so it's like he has Nair, which is a really fast move. He has Bear, which we already found out was frame 10. And then he has Up Air, which only hits up, so it's not really a neutral move. And then he has Down Air, which is super slow and doesn't really do that much other than like be a spike move sometimes. And so given that, it's like, okay, well, it feels like the only moves that I really need to worry about are Nair and Bear. And so we think about like all the different ways that Yoshi could use Nair. Is it's like, he could short hop and do that like this kind of like drift back Nair. And not drift back, but like double jump towards you Nair. He could he could do this Nair where he double jump towards you and then does it away. He could do like this Nair where he full hops and then, decides which way he wants to go with it. And he's like pretty safe from like you jumping. And then he has like, he has like short hop rising Nair and stuff like this where it's like, it covers him. It covers like his body when he's doing the short hop essentially. And so given all these ways that he has to Nair, he also has like, platform Nair stuff where he could like, shield drop and then double jump aerial. But these are all like around the same. The one thing that I've seen that's consistent about all of these is the range that they hit is generally the same. Like him doing the short hop forward Nair hits like, from here to about the other edge. Well, if you full hop into forward Nair, it's almost about the same place, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, well, I know for a fact that Yoshi's jump threat range, if he's double jumping and doing like an aerial Nair specifically, is really only about, the top platform length on Battlefield. And so now we're establishing more information about Yoshi's threat range. And so on top of like, he has like the ways that he can hit you are generally pretty limited because of the angle that he has to approach, given that his Fair, given that he doesn't have any good forward-facing moves, his Nair doesn't actually hit that far forward. He doesn't have like a Sheik Fair or Marth Fair to protect him, right? And so it's like, okay, he has to use a different angle of approach. And given the fact that we know that if he's like short hopping normally, he doesn't actually like, he can't go that far, right?
Yeah.
Given all of these things, it's like, okay, we now can build up a game plan building with, Yoshi, dealing with Yoshi Jump. Oh my god, they have not been able to see my screen in a while. Okay. And so, pretty much, another thing that I kind of want to establish is that now that we know that Yoshi can do these things, now we kind of want to think about ways that we could deal with these things. And at this point, I feel like, when I normally feel like I figured out like a character's main set of tools that they have, and I kind of feel like I know a little bit of what they do, what I like doing is now moving on to watching VODs of people play against this character. Luckily, we have a bunch of good VODs of top foxes playing against Yoshi. I'm going to stream my screen really quickly and then pull up. The first one that comes to mind is Leffen versus Amsa at Gomble, or not Gomble, Battle of BC that just passed. Leffen beat Amsa up pretty badly, right? And so we can kind of see how, Leffen does this stuff and compare it to him and see what of our findings line up with, his thoughts and then what parts kind of differ. And right now, all we've established are the things with Yoshi's jump and the idea that, Yoshi forward tilt is a pretty good forward-facing move, but it doesn't it's not as good as covering himself as, say, maybe a Sheik forward tilt, but it stays out for a long time. But otherwise, he doesn't really have that many good forward-facing moves that lead to him, getting value. And then we've also learned this stuff about his shield, so it seems like his shield's pretty good. He has 6 frames of pure invincibility, where you can't do anything, you can't grab him, you can't hit him. And then his shield, you can't shield poke his shield. And then, how his parry works too, it's the same thing. He can, in the first 6 frames, if he jumps, he can jump out. And then if you hit him during that time, he can reversal you in whatever way it comes after jump, right? And so we have all this information, and now we'll see, what does Leffen do? Either deal with this thing or to outplay this thing. Let's see. I haven't watched this, so I'm not sure. Oh, look, something that we immediately see. Leffen realizes he's close to the Yoshi and tries to dash back, but he doesn't dash far enough away and actually gets caught by the exact fair that I was talking about initially, right? Where Yoshi can fully drift forward and do this fair. So, big thing is what makes the Yoshi jumping a mix-up is that he can decide to do this kind of option or he can double jump, and both are valid, and you have to decide which one you want to engage with, right? And so we totally see off the back Yoshi's threat range. Leffen kind of messes up spacing around his threat range, and he just gets clipped. I feel like I learned a little bit of new information seeing this, is that Leffen teched down tilt, which means that since it's set knockback, we know that if he teched it right now, that he could technically tech it always.
Yeah.
Right? Assuming that he knows he's going to get down tilted. Now, he doesn't know he's going to get down tilted. He could have gone forward tilted or grabbed or something, right? But, since he's in the corner and we know that's set knockback and it sends really far away, he's like, okay, I think I'm probably going to get down tilted because it sets up a good edge guard, so I'm going to tech it, right? So we learned that information. Let's see. Yoshi has a way to cover that. That's pretty cool. This is pretty interesting. This is something that I feel like, so we see Yoshi on edge, and Leffen fully decides to respect it. And so, if I were to sit down and think about it, why do you think he respected ledge? All right, I'm asking you this. Why do you think? Yeah.
I think probably egg throw.
Mm-hmm.
And but I heard that egg throw is very beatable if you just dash attack it, because it goes through the egg and it clips Yoshi.
Yeah.
So I don't know if but off of ledge, Yoshi has his double jump.
Yep.
I'm not really. I guess if he does rising up air, I'm scared. But any other move, I'm not really respecting that much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it seems like you feel like if he does a move or any kind of action, then it ends up feeling pretty good for you. But what if he just double jumps and doesn't decide to do an aerial?
Yeah.
And then you hit tack ledge, right?
Stage. Yeah.
He double jumps, and then you imagine you nair into him. He just nair armor, he armors and then nairs you, and then you get sent to the other side, and now you're off stage, and it's wow,
yeah,
that wasn't that good. Or maybe he's double jumping up, and you try and up smash him, and he's non-knockdown %, and then he just up airs you out of your up smash and combos you.
Yeah.
And so it's and I feel not doing an aerial and just double jumping is less committal than if he decided to do a nair up or something. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so given that, since the less committal thing he has to do provides higher value, then that makes me think maybe it's not actually, that worthwhile interacting with Yoshi on the edge.
Yoshi on the edge?
Yeah. And so I think
I tend not to.
Yeah. I agree. The way I feel about it is I don't like interacting with Yoshi on the edge that much because, if something goes wrong, I take the brute of the damage. The risk reward is not good for me. And so, Leffen feels similarly, and he kind of gives up ledge and plays center stage, which I agree with. Now, given the fact that when Yoshi does an action, he comes out of the armor state, then it's okay, then yeah, I mean, if you have the read, that because, some Yoshi's egg in this position, some try to do an aerial or something, if you have the read that they're going to do an aerial or something, you totally can actually just hit them and they will die because they're vulnerable at that point. But, we're taking risk reward into account, and the fact that we feel like it's a read that, then it's okay, if it's a read, then maybe I'm not going to do it all that often unless I'm absolutely sure. And so that's how we balance the risk reward, where it's maybe something isn't the best risk reward, but if you wait to do your high risk, high reward thing until you're absolutely sure it'll work, then it's it's hard for things to go bad if the way your risk reward is splayed out is I do the very safe thing almost every time, and then when I'm absolutely sure something's going to happen, I do the high risk thing. And it's okay, that's great. I think that's a great splay of, risk reward.
Yeah.
Let's see. He gives Yoshi space. Oh, this is something that we didn't talk about. So Yoshi has this ankle that he normally attacks from, and we know that he can do all these things out of it, and Leffen sees that he's coming from that angle and decides to drill in center stage. And so that makes me think, well, what does this drill beat? It beats him. It beats Yoshi coming off the side platform with a fair because he can't double jump out of it, right? And it will hit before the fair comes out. It hits if he does a nair because nair doesn't hit that big in front, right? Yep, exactly. But, and it seems like it beats him doing this waveland off neutral B, which Amsa does. We'll see right here. It beat that, pretty cleanly. And so it's like, seems like drill is good against Yoshi when he's wavelanding off the platform in that way, when he doesn't do any double jump option, but he does any of his aerial options that he does that aren't double jump seems like it's pretty good. But then it's like, well, what if he double jumps? And the thing that I feel is that Yoshi has kind of two things that he could do here. Is he could double jump right now, and then you do the thing that I talked about where he double jumps and then delays the fair a little bit, so he kind of floats up and then falls back down with it. Yeah. And so he could do that, and that's a good way to beat this drill. Or he could, fall a little bit further and then start his double jump lower to the ground to see if he can scout out like an aerial. Now, the big thing about that is he has essentially one way each to beat both of these options, right? And so given that, it seems like he has to be pretty specific about his counterplay. And now, given that he has that, we're going to think about, what we could do that would interact with it. And it's like, okay, well, if we just decide, because this is assuming we have the information that fair is reactable, right? So if we know that fair is reactable and we don't want to get hit, knowing that Yoshi can only really cover this angle without double jumping, then it's like, okay, I'm just going to stand, where Yoshi or where Leffen is right now and keep dash dancing. And if Amsa does the waveland off double jump fair thing, Leffen will just see it and up smash it on reaction completely. Super easy, just cleanest swift punch in the game, right? And then if Amsa falls to the ground and tries to scout with a double jump, it won't matter because he can't hit Leffen, right? Leffen's already at the edge of his threat range too far away. And a big part of Yoshi that I think is important to know is that since his double jump moves him up, he may be invincible, but a lot of the time, if you're either on an even plane with him vertically, or sometimes there's some angles, but generally if you're on a similar plane vertically, you don't have to actually worry about his double jump because it's gonna bring him upward, right? It's gonna bring him past you and go above you, and so that's why you just dash dancing here. If he decides to scout out, maybe an aerial and double jump later, it doesn't actually matter that much because you're out of the range of all of his double jump things, and he's going to go up and be too far to hit you at some point, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is you can react to when he double jumps and make a decision, assuming you're playing safe, right? And so, given the thing that you can just pretty reactively deal with him doing double jump stuff, it makes sense that Amsa, picks an option that puts him on the ground, which I think isn't as reactable and has more variance, right? And now, something that I do think is important to note is that Amsa tries to do something that's really good, which actually reads you staying in the spot is the neutral B. But another thing is Leffen went early enough with his drill to where he interacted well with all of these various drift height things, other than, the early double jump fair. All of the things that lead with him drifting towards the ground, it interacts pretty well with all of those, and is also fast enough to beat Amsa reading him dash dancing right here, right? And so that makes me think, wow, it seems like if even the thing that's meant to read me being right here loses to me just covering the middle space on reaction to Yoshi wavelanding off, it's a pretty good risk-reward option. So I think maybe this drill wasn't maybe the best move specifically to pick, but risk-reward wise, it's really good to pick in this spot because it is good against everything except one single option. Literally one option, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we've learned now that we just mapped out the risk-reward for this entire position, essentially. And so now we can have an idea of okay, I could wait outside and play reactively, or if I am going to put myself inside the range, I would do something at the timing to where it hit him just sliding off, not double jumping, right? And then it's all good.
Makes sense.
Yep. Let's see. Let's keep on watching. Good job on Leffen by outranging Yoshi. This is all great. Another big part of Yoshi's like limited angles that he can attack from. There's a lot of spots where it was what I was talking about before with up smash, but a lot of spots where you can just kind of throw something out and it's hard to get punished for it. So we see here, Leffen throws out this up air, and I feel like honestly, even if like Offset actually made it up to the platform and wavelanded like he wanted, he would not have been able to punish this up air, right? Leffen would be all the way over here, and we know that with Yoshi's limited angle of attacks, if he were to waveland off the platform or double jump off the platform this way, he would probably only make it to around right here.
Right.
And up air is all the way over here, right? And so it's like, okay, you get a little pot shot, and if that upper hits, maybe you get like 30%, 40%, big hit. Oh, this is something that we didn't talk about too. So he actually went off the platform on the same way, and you see, this is the angle that he can attack at. He has this angle coming down, and Leffen does a really, really good job out spacing that angle. Yep. And just cleanly outspaces it and jumps over it. And so now this is a little bit more information that we have about Yoshi's threat range from the top platform. It's like, he honestly can't cover anything past this point with his fastest option. Now, he can double jump, right? And double jumping delays its timing and, does different things. But the big part about when people do an option that isn't their fastest option off like running off platform, it generally tends to be reactable, right? So if you were spacing outside of the snare and he decided to double jump here to cover, like maybe see if he could get like maybe right here, you would probably be able to react to the double jump and then like try to avoid it anyways, right? And so a lot of the time it ends up being pretty futile if the character can't hit, all the way into the edge unreactably from the top platform, right? And so this is another little bit of threat range information we have, and it's like, it seems like there's a lot of like safe spots that we have, Yeah, I feel like that up tilt honestly might not be that great. Not sure. Give me 1 second. My dog is going crazy.
Yeah. Very good.
Are you there?
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, sorry about that. Dog moment for sure. Okay, let's get back into this. Honestly, I don't really like this up tilt that much because it's like, I feel like the risk reward isn't that great because it's pretty easy to get parried or double jump armored, right? And then if he hits the up tilt, I feel like what happens a lot of the time is you get like up tilt bear and then you go back to neutral because we have to deal with Yoshi double jump armor, right? We don't want to get like reversal if we don't have to. So it doesn't seem like he gets that much value off of it. But what if Amsa was like sitting here parrying and then he was just super ready and he just did like, double jump upper here and Leffen's in the death combo, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting. Shield. I think shielding against Yoshi is really good. It's just like, Yoshi's grab isn't the greatest, right?
Yeah.
And so shielding, if he can't grab, he can't really beat shield, and so shielding's a great thing against Yoshi. Leffen kind of takes advantage of it, and then once he sees that, Amsa's doing his double jump stuff, he probably makes his escape. Yep, he wave dashes out. Oh, this is something pretty interesting. So, under the side platform, Yoshi's shielding. Fox doing up tilt, like, he can't reactively punish us with shield drop. And so it's like, maybe if he can't reactively punish you doing something under the platform, and it's a pretty fast options, and then maybe it's like pretty decent value, right? So maybe this up tilt isn't actually that risky, and you could get pretty decent value off of it, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting too. Off the top platform, Amster tried to do the thing. This is the floaty double jump fair thing that I was talking about. He tries to do it, and he just doesn't even get to whiff punch up tilt. So it's like, maybe up tilt's actually pretty good in this matchup, When Yoshi's like actually in the air, it seems like up tilt's really fast, and Yoshi a lot of the time isn't fast enough to actually get there to deal with it. So maybe up tilt's like, pretty good and something that we want to like think about and see how it works. Yeah. Nice.
Up tilt.
Yep. Also, up smash. He knows Yoshi, like, look, he's at the edge of Yoshi's front range, and it's like, all the different ways that Yoshi could, like, actually hit him in this spot don't really matter, and he's just like, I guess I'll just up smash, and it whiff punishes that specific nair, but, if Amsa tried to, like, drift a little further with it, or something like that, up smash would have still hit, right? And so it's like, up smash, pretty juicy. This is also really good. After the up smash, he doesn't get greedy. It's like, he's going to double jump out every time. He's Yoshi, right? And so now it's just our job to, be safe and play reactive. And so Leffen sees that after the up smash, Amsa double jumps. And so he's like, all right. And then he sees that he nairs, and it's like, oh, I can just up tilt this completely on reaction, right? And guess what? He up tilts it. Yoshi doesn't have a double jump. Boom. Yoshi is dead.
Yeah.
Right? Great. This is all just like a great stock. And it literally was a 0 to death on Yoshi, right? All because he read this double jump. He read that nair in. Not the nair in, but he played the nair in position well. Yeah. And then, he reacted, and then Yoshi's just dead. This is great. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Goes to platform, shields, makes sense. Yoshi can't do much about it. And then he sees Yoshi kind of jump, and he's like, well, or maybe he like jumps, and then as he's jumping, he sees that Yoshi's like jumping under him, and it's like, Yoshi can't do anything about you double jumping, right? Since his double jump, we know that his double jump is slow, and it goes up slow. Fox completely outpaces him, and so he just double jumps up, and then, yeah, he just gets him. Now, I think he messes up his combo here, but yeah, he misses an L cancel. Yeah. But that was still like a good attempt, regardless. Oh, that up air's bad.
Yeah, I tried to do that up air because I saw like Crush do it, and I was like, okay, this is a fantastic up air.
It just doesn't actually work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So.
Yeah. Whenever you do this kind of up air, you're just like rolling the dice. You're like, I hope Yoshi's doing something out of shield right now, and if he's not, he will just shield drop punish you every time. Which is like cool. Oh wow, this is pretty funny. Yeah. He meant to dash attack for sure, but and maybe he meant to full hop bear. Well, yeah. He meant to do something that hit this range, which regardless, still good because Yoshi has a specific angle, right? He really only has an angle that he can attack from. Let's snare over. Probably fine. If it doesn't hit the crouching Yoshi, that's probably fine. Maybe not.
Because I'm thinking here you might get down tilted.
Yeah, he could. I think if Amsa knew that, because from Amsa's perspective, he can't react to like anything here. But if Amsa kind of waited and was willing to wait until his nair crossed him up because he thought it would do it, then I think he could totally get down tilted here. But Amsa's expecting, Leffen not to nair like this. Maybe nair more on top of him, or maybe drill through him or something. So
So he's trying to like crouch there for the parry.
Yeah, he's trying to crouch there for the parry, but then he like, you know,
Yeah, so he's just not. He wants to get hit, or like he's
yeah, yeah, he
okay.
wants to get hit, but since he didn't see himself get hit or anything, he's kind of just crouching, and it's hard. Fox like jump is way too fast generally
Yeah,
because Fox short hop, fast fall at the fastest timing is 15 frames. It's literally a reaction time, and so it's like, you know, you're generally not gonna get like a reactive punish on it unless you get
yeah.
kind of lucky. Oh, this is pretty cool. Another spot where Leffen's aware of Yoshi's like active threat range, and he's just like kind of
Oh,
up tilting
yeah.
here. Yep,
And
and
if
then
he
it's
dropped
like,
down, he would have gotten hit.
yeah, he would have dropped through, he would have
Okay.
gotten hit. Oh, this up air is bad. Trying to like read Yoshi on the platform like this is just risky for no reason and doesn't even like actually work. So
Yeah, because he gets hit out of it after.
yeah, yeah, it's like we see that he like does this up air, and Leffen's like, oh, what a bad up air. I guess I'll like try an up air or something. And he like Yoshi even honestly even acts out his shield like you wanted him to, but he double jumps and look what happens. He just gets reversaled, right?
Yeah, I see that a lot. Like whenever I watch like Foxes play Yoshi, because like how they play, even like Leffen and the other guy that I know is really good against Yoshi, like
Mhm.
their game plans don't seem congruent with the fact that like punt like
Platforms are like a good
yeah,
spot for Yoshi.
yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree. I think most top foxes don't really respect platforms, even though I think it's definitely good to respect platforms. It's like Fox doesn't have that many like there are things Fox can do that can make the platforms like, you know, scarier for the other person. But I think directly trying to hit on the platform is like not great risk reward a lot of the time,
yeah,
as we see as it's playing out, right?
yeah,
So I definitely recommend kind of playing, you know, safer around platform. Doing the things like being under and up tilting maybe once, the dashing in the center stage is really good. Or maybe like, you know, doing dash full hop bear from the corner in the center stage is a good way to cover platform, and you don't really get punished for that. Or, you know, a thing that I see Drug Fox do that I actually didn't really think about that's actually pretty good is like doing, you know, full hop as if you're gonna like, you know, aerial his shield or something, and then just doing like shine double jump. And a lot of people just like see that you're like near them and just instantly shield drop. And then the shine either hits them, which is like whatever 3%, or if they don't like shield drop instantly, the shine hits their shield, you double jump away, and you're just safe, right?
yeah. That's I saw Crush do that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like you just
Or
like
Cyrox.
it just progresses the game state, and that's like
Yeah,
pretty much all, when someone's on the side platform. That's pretty much all we want to do. We just want to make the game keep on going on, like keep on happening. Yeah. And
yeah,
so that shine thing's really good. But just generally playing as safe slash as, you know, un as like not risky as you can, I think is good. Oh, this is almost really good from Leffen. This is like after this, good awareness of the angle that Yoshi can attack at, but he went slightly too early to get the whiff punish.
oh right.
Yeah. Oh, wait, let's look at this percent. This is actually pretty important. 97 and Bear knocked out a double jump armor. Okay, so 97 at least it might be earlier, but we at least know that at 97 Bear knocks Yoshi out of his double jump armor, right?
Yeah.
So that's valuable information.
Um,
Oh, again, Yoshi does or Leffen does a good job playing around Yoshi's threat range. Yoshi can't hit this spot that easily. He nares in the middle, doesn't really matter. Leffen can keep on dash dancing, you know? He's safe. I'm surprised that jab beat Nair so bad. But, oh, that's really risky. Reed, yeah. Nice. He's going high. Everyone goes high there. Oh, he's the GOAT. Never mind. Oh, we see the value of shield, right? Leffen lich dash shields. Omps is fucking doing all his stuff. We don't even know what he's doing. He's going Blicko. It does not matter. He's simply shielding, and Yoshi cannot do anything about that without grabbing him, which is, you know, risk in itself. Nice. Well, he got the stock off the shield too, which is good. This is a similar thing to what we talked about on the platform, where it's like Fox's double jump is so fast, Yoshi like can't even get up there to like deal with
Yeah.
it. Oh, this is actually the exact. Oh my god, I went back all the way. Where were we? No, we got like.
I think we are after this. Like, Alms is at 2 stocks.
Oh, is it okay? Oh, I think yep. I remember where we're at now. I'm just gonna let it play out since we're so close, anyways.
There, when you know he doesn't have the jump and the air dodge is on, you just like double shine
Yeah, if you can, just bear him or shine him,
or
either
bear. Yeah,
one.
yeah,
As long, just hit him before he touches the ground. That's all you need to
yeah.
do. Hit him before he touches the ground. Oh, uh, just pointing it out. Really good awareness. Leffen's like in the center of the stage, and he sees Yoshi double jump, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta move back." So he goes to like the edge of Yoshi's
Yeah.
that range. Yeah, that bear was pretty bad. Um, it's where Leffen just ledge dashes on shields and jab up smashes him. Yeah, whatever. Um, it's gonna come up right now. This is he's gonna do a full hop bear. This is like the exact bear I was talking about, where it's like you're in the corner and you just do a dash towards center, full drift in bear, and look at it. He's just safe. What's Yoshi gonna do about that? He's so safe. Oh, we see the power of shield too. When you're kind of unsure what Yoshi's doing around you, what's he gonna do? Oh, he's just like drift above your head. I don't care. I'm just gonna let him hit my shield and wave dash back, and you could be or you could decide to be aggressive. Either one, but you're generally kind of just like out of there.
Definitely think I need to be a little more patient with my shield. Like there, I let go 100% of the time. Get hit by
Yeah.
an air.
But it's like, what's the reason,
Yeah.
He's gonna hit your shield anyways. Just let him, then go on with your day.
Yeah.
It's not like a fox. That the one thing that Drake says a lot that I've realized it makes a lot of sense is like a lot of people treat like bad characters like shield pressure as if they're like fox. They don't have a shine. They don't have like a Marth Fair they're setting up on your shield. A lot of the time, their moves suck on shield, and you can kind of just do what you want with them. And it's like, this soft nair on his shield means literally nothing. This is like will not do anything, and he could just get out of there if he so pleases. Oh, again the full hop bear. This time it goes poorly because he wave dashes back into Yoshi, which is I think pretty greedy. Nice.
Would you say that like generally you just want to get like 1 to 2 hits and then like reset
Yeah.
back into a position where like he can't hit you and then you just repeat and then
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I think there's some positions that are like you're more advantageous than others, obviously. So like, being directly under Yoshi is one of those spots. And like having him without a double jump is another spot where you can like push it really hard. But generally, you take your two piece and then you go back to neutral and kind of like put yourself in a spot where if he did decide to do something aggressive, you can still be engaged, but you're also like safe.
yeah.
Yeah. Generally, you can obviously be riskier with your decisions and stuff like that, but that's like pretty much the baseline. Yeah. You kind of see Yoshi jab in action. It's like his only fast, like front-facing move that he gets to protect himself. Oh, look at Leffen. Yoshi can't hit him from when he's doing this. What's Yoshi gonna do? Yoshi only hit him because he messed up.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
I felt like he might have been able to punish it, but I think it's better to err on the side of caution than to like try and punish it, then get like parry reversal. That would suck.
And that was a penny Andrew laser for sure.
Yeah, he definitely was like, I'm so close to Yoshi right now. Time to laser.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, he's trying to fight with Yoshi now. This is where things start going wrong quickly.
Yeah.
When Yoshi gets like his weird like positions where he fights you, he's just gonna like do some freaky parry thing, some weird double jump armor thing, and you're gonna find your way to get an up aired, and you're gonna be like, how did this happen? I'm now losing my stock.
Yeah, I'm never fine. I'm never. I feel like I notice just the Fox players just always want to scrap with Yoshi,
It's
I
not that great.
yeah, I never want to scrap with this character. It's too scary.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can double jump out of drill, is what
Yeah,
I just saw.
apparently. That's pretty
'Cause
interesting.
I was shit talking Nez. I was like, I'm just gonna drill you.
But it seems like Monster's able to
Uh,
get his Nair out. Actually, let's see this. How does this even happen? It's because Nair's frame 3. Nair is so fast. Holy. It's fast enough to hit in between drill hits. That's insane, actually. Wow.
So I would not say that's reliable. If you want
Yeah,
to
definitely not
put that in
reliable.
there,
Oh, this is great awareness from
unreliable.
Leffen. Yoshi has one way down. I'm going to read him coming down at this exact angle. Yep. It's
Yeah,
safe. And if he doesn't, you're fine a lot of the time, right? Yep, he's dead.
this guy is so good.
Yep, that was a great game. He did all the things that we ended up talking about initially that we figured out about Yoshi's threat ranges, the things, the way he hits Fox that are good and all these things. We, you know, we Leffen played pretty well around those things and was also aware of them too. So it's like, okay, all the findings that we came to seemed pretty good, and now that we have like the general idea of places to be that against Yoshi are good, things to do that are good against Yoshi, ways to defend ourselves that are good against Yoshi. This is where this is like the baseline. Like this is where the general game plan matchup is, right? All of
Yeah,
these kind of things. And now there's obviously knowledge still to be had about certain mix-ups, certain defensive positions, certain recoveries, etc., etc. But that's like things that you'll kind of have to learn by like watching more of both yourself play against Yoshi and top players play against Yoshi.
yeah,
And then, you could probably, with the information we currently have, if you spend the next 2 days, I think 2 days before you would have to leave for the tournament or whatever, just watching like, Leffen versus Amsa at this tournament or Moki versus Amsa at Gobble, you'll probably learn a ton and you'll see a lot of similarities. You can kind of pick and choose what you like and kind of think about what's risky, what's not risky, how do I want to like take risks if I'm going to take them, like where's the value,
yeah.
right? And I feel like this is like a great like foundation to have. And did all this stuff that I like went over, like did that make sense? Did it feel like it was, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I just had like one question that I kind of feel like I already know the answer to, but
Yeah,
like just by watching Leffen and everything is, but it's like I don't really want to be approaching him because it
yeah,
seemed like Leffen got a lot of his hits just like whiff punishing or like reading Amsa's like path down
yeah. Just like
and then
covering
punishing off
something,
that.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, as opposed to like because I mean I feel like that is my problem, but like I just go in a lot, and I was thinking like if I were to go in, it would be with drill, but that's just like you just see Leffen like covering things with drill, but not just like raw approaching with it.
yeah,
Okay, so I'll probably just yeah, I just won't even approach this character. It's fine.
yeah. Approaching Yoshi like isn't real. It's so
Yeah.
like it's not even worth it. I think it's most of the top foxes don't approach Yoshi. Loki might be the only one, and I feel like he will get punished for it a lot when he does it. Yoshi defensively is a powerful creature.
I'd rather win than be cool, so it's fine.
Agree.
You're like, oh my.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we covered a lot, and it feels like you understand it too. Um, if you have any other questions about Yoshi, maybe you see a situation you're not sure of or anything like that, you could always, record it and send it to me. Or if you have any more questions about the game plan, I'm always down to talk about it and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
probably just gonna watch a lot, but this was really helpful.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad it was. I like doing lessons this kind of structure where we like break down a character's strengths and weaknesses and kind of figure out what we get to do against them, right? And I hope this kind of like is a good learning experience for the future when you're like, man, Falcon's been kind of kicking my ass. I don't really know what to do. You can sit down and kind of like follow a process similar to this where you're trying to figure
Yeah,
out your ways to interact with them well and whatever, right?
yeah. I think maybe I will hit you up later to figure out what like if I can't figure out something else in 20XX because like you were actually popping off on 20. I was shaking. What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel like that's interesting
Mhm.
and something I should take the time to. But yeah, I'll schedule my lesson for next month, beforehand to not give you this headache.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. And I
And
mean, don't worry about this. I understand the tournament urgency. I have gone to a million tournaments and I understand. So I'm always willing
oh
to help
really? You've
people's
been to a
time
million
zones.
tournaments?
Maybe not in the last 2 years, but
Oh, that's
maybe
crazy.
back in my day, a little bit of tournament going here and there.
Back in my day, this guy is like 20 years old.
I know.
Back in my day. I'll see you at Lost Tech, guarantee you.
When is that?
It's in October, early October, late December or September.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm almost certainly going to that then.
Yeah, you better almost certainly.
I probably
go to
won't
that.
enter, but I will definitely.
Dude,
I will definitely spectate at the very least.
even Poppy's entering. Are you trolling?
Dude, I'm not. I'm a casual gamer nowadays. I just teach.
That is so lame.
Teaching's hype. I don't know what to say. I'll beat some people up in friendlies. Maybe I'll tell you about it.
Oh, we'll money match there.
Yeah.
That's where I'm money matching Salt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
so-
I remember you. Oh my god, I remember you talking about that on our first lesson. Yeah, we still need to talk about Falconer before that happens.
Yeah, that's next month.
Oh
All right, but if I beat Nez at the tournament, I'll give you $10.
yeah.
You have a 20% stake in my money match.
Okay. I'll try my best to bring you to the dub. Okay.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you later.
Later.